So who'll go next? Pollster and right-wing commentator David Farrar says maybe one or two from the list, but to lose such a senior electorate MP is not normal.
I think it's your normal time of the term where they've probably been encouraged by the leadership to say, look, if you're not going to be standing at the next election, you have to let us know now because we want to be able to prepare for that. So, normally this time is when people make their decisions. What's perhaps unusual is that you have such a senior MP deciding to retire after, a relatively short career of 12 to 10 years.
So are we expecting some more dominoes here? Because just to run through a few names, you've had Jerry Brownlee, who's been around a while, Michael Woodhouse, Alfred Naro doesn't necessarily seem entirely committed, David Carter, Nick Smith. Who do you reckon's going to go as well?
Well, look, of the electorate MPs, I don't know if there will be any more. Just because you've had a couple go, the fact Jerry Brownlee's just been given foreign affairs suggests that he's committed to staying there. The list MPs are a bit different. List MPs are easy to retire because there's no by-election, there's no candidate election. So you could well see some list MPs decide to retire, but I don't think there will be many more electorate MPs, if any.
List MPs, who do you think are sitters to go?
Well, like David Carr, his name you mentioned, I don't know what he's planning, but he's obviously been in a long time. He's held some senior roles, and he's been obviously speculated about, for some time, along with ones who have already gone, such as Chris Finlayson.
Does this have anything to do with Simon Bridges' leadership? Is this people thinking, we aren't going to win the next election and I cannot stomach another term in opposition?
Well, I don't think it's anything to do with Simon. I think there is always an element. Amy has said it's not about that, but there's always a small element of, are we likely to be in opposition for 1, 2 or 3 terms? And it's very rare for a government to be defeated after one term. So that probably is a factor to a degree. There's some people who love opposition who actually are quite happy to spend a period of time in opposition, but there's other MPs who really don't like opposition. They've been ministers, and for them, they don't want to spend the rest of their careers being in opposition.
Yeah, I mean, do you really think Amy Adams would be bailing out if she thought she was going to be the finance minister in about a year and a half?
Well, Amy has said that wasn't a factor, so I'm not going to second-guess Amy specifically. I think generally, how the next election is looking is always a factor, but it's far from the only factor. In fact, you get retirements in government quite often. You had Simon Power leave at the end of National's first term in government, even though he was one of their shining star ministers who probably would have stayed there for 6 or 7 years. So it's not just about the election.
So do you reckon Selwyn could be enticing for Christopher Luxon?
Well, I don't know if he's got any particular links there. And from what I understand...
Got to put him somewhere, though, don't you?
You do, but it tends to be somewhere where you've had a link. And in those electorates like Selwyn, they have a lot of members. And the members know who's been involved in the party and done the hard yards. And I understand there's already 2 or 3 people who have been showing some interest in that nomination. And, we've seen in National, there's no head office decision about who wins. It's all up to the local members. So I think Christopher Luxon will be looking for a seat. I think Selwyn would be an unlikely mix.
So why should Amy Adams stay on then in that electorate when she has, she's moved into the departure lounge, hasn't she? And she's been quite open about it. She says she doesn't have the passion for it as she did once. So shouldn't they just shuffle her out altogether?
Thank you for causing a by-election. And what she's lost the passion for is being Shadow Minister of Finance. But she's still the MP for Selwyn. You can still spend 50 hours a week being a very good electorate MP, working on behalf of your issues there. So I don't think that you should say, hey, you're standing down from your political portfolio means you can't remain an MP working for your constituents.
Just before we go, what do you think has been the ace move in the reshuffle?
I think there's a couple of really interesting ones. Obviously, Paul Goldsmith is going to be, big task taking on Grant Robertson. The one I'm most interested in, though, is Chris Bishop, who I think is one of their really smart fighters, is effectively going to be taking on Shane Jones with the Provincial Trust Fund. And I think that's going to be a really, really interesting one to watch.
And that's pollster and right-wing commentator David Farrar.